This channel is designed for adults viewing only, and certain videos will contain rated M for mature video games, featuring realistic violence, gore and suggestive themes. If you are not an adult, do not view the content on this channel.
Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane. That table can only mean one thing. We'll be showing off an awesome gaming lot that I purchased from a good buddy of mine, Joe, and one of our co-workers. So let's take a look at what we have here. It's kind of hard buying gaming lots nowadays, because with gaming lots, with the virus going around and everything, you have to know who you're buying stuff from. You have to trust them. And I didn't think I was going to be buying any gaming lots anytime soon, but as you can see here, we have some Gaming Master System games right here. Ghost House and Valley of Doom right here. And that's not the only Gaming Master System games we have. Let's take a look. Araki. And these are boxed. So if you open these up, it's pretty cool. Hang On and Astro Warriors combo cartridge. Now this might have been bundled with the console at one time. You got Thunderblade. And again, when I purchased gaming lots, I wasn't planning on purchasing any gaming lots anytime soon, but he hit me up with the information. He told me, hey, you want to check this stuff out? And I couldn't resist doing it. And obviously I trust him, I work with him, and he's a good friend, so it's pretty awesome. Let's Great Baseball. This is one of my favorite Sega Master System games. And what else do we have here? We have Choplifter. And I played the Choplifter on the Sega Master System once, and it was actually pretty good. And I look at the nice graphics on that. It looks pretty nice. I have to check that out. We have a Zillion. And as you can see with the Sega Master System, the label art is pretty bad. Nothing really too fancy. It looks like the Great Value version of video game art. It doesn't look good at all. But a lot of the games were really good, though. They were actually really good. Fantasy Zone. You can see this is what one of the cartridges look like here. We got Double Dragon in the box. There we go, check that out. It's like a shooter. Space Harrier. I have Space Harrier on the 32X. It's going to be interesting to play the 8-bit version of it. That would be pretty interesting. And then we have a Rambo right here. Look at that. That's actually some pretty good label art right there on the bottom. So there we go. Now we have a Transpot, a Sega card. Let's look at one of these guys for a second. And here we have a Sega card. That's what they look like. It's pretty interesting. Oh, this thing slides around over the place. And then, I don't know exactly how you're supposed to hold that in place, but there's the case for it, and that's kind of weird. We have let's see if we can back this up a little bit here. Missile Defense 3D. Let's see if we can focus this a little bit more here. It's like a Missile Command type game. I've never played that before. We'd have to take a look at that. And of course we have Shanghai. It's like one of these little games right here. Machong games. I mean, look at that. Looks pretty cool. We got Pro Wrestling with the funniest box art of all time, where his head is decapitated and he's holding his own head, giving his own head a headlock. I mean, where the hell did they come up with that idea? That's pretty funny, though. There's a couple of screenshots right there. I'm going to definitely check that out eventually. And then we have Rescue Mission. That I never played before. That looks interesting. Looks like some sort of shooter. Black Belt. It's kind of like a kung fu type game. And we have Quartet. I believe that's how that's pronounced. The Mega cartridge. And there we go. We have a couple of screenshots. And these box arts are pretty bad. Great football. Never played great football, but I played great baseball quite a bit. And great baseball is one of my favorite baseball games of all time. We got Maze Hunter 3D, and that is some interesting label right there. They actually tried right there. Now that looks actually pretty good. Now that's what the graphics look. It looks pretty colorful looking. And it says you have to use a Sega 3D scope. And then we have Action Fighter for the Sega Mega cartridge. It says Sega for the look at that, the Mega cartridge. That's what they call it. And let's see here. And it kind of looks like a Sky Hunter type deal going on there. That's interesting. Alright, let's see what else we have here. We got Alex the Kid and Miracle World. So this is pretty much your answer to Super Mario Brothers. And there you go. Cool platformer. And then we have the Ninja. And I love how they put the Mega cartridge right there. It messes with my eyes every time. And when I go to read the title, I want to read the Mega cartridge. And let's get the table cleared off here, and then we'll move on to the next round of games. Alright, next round of games. I usually don't buy sports games, but what the heck. These are like some of the first sports games that were on the Sega Genesis. So let's take a look at what we have here. Let's see. I just want to get out all the sports games so you guys can see what we're speaking of. We got another one right here. And of course we have Joe Montana football over here. Now these were some of the first sports games that were quite popular on the Sega Genesis. And check that out. You can see the nice, awesome, let's see if we can focus that. Look at that. Almost looks like that Double Dribble game. Awesome looking slam dunks. Got some nice, awesome baseball action right there. It's Tommy Lasorda baseball. Joe Montana football right here. Look at the awesome football action. And this came out early on in the Sega Genesis lifespan. That's some of the earliest sports games right there. That's pretty cool. So, I usually don't buy sports games, but I will add those to the collection. We also have a John Madden football, the first Madden game. I mean, just look at that. Almost last time you saw one of these boxes. And the box is beat up, but still. This is the very first Madden game. Look at the cartridge right here. Normally you'll find the cartridge by itself and it's probably not worth much. But the box. I mean, just look at the box. I mean, that is actually pretty cool. We have an advertisement for a few games right here. That's pretty cool. And we got some credits. Giving out some credits to people that made the game. And look at that. It has player ratings. Oh, you got some more stuff right here. Look at this. And they got the screenshots on the back. Of course, this was a pretty big deal back then. I mean, look at that. And I don't even think this had the I don't think this had the NFL license yet. This is plain John Madden football. I don't think it had NFL in it. Yeah, there was no NFL copyright or anything like that. So this was just plain John Madden football, nothing fancy. So that's actually quite interesting to see. Now, box this beat up. I'm going to keep it just the way it is. And let's see if we can get everything in there without making it worse. So this was definitely played quite a bit, as you can see. This was played quite a bit. You can definitely tell. Look at that. So whoever owned their Sega Genesis back in the day, they played this quite a bit. So let's put that right there. So then we have Castle of Illusions, Mickey Mouse, which I've been trying to track that game down for a little while now. It was definitely in the slot, so I definitely picked it up. We got Wings of War. This looks like a shooter type deal. Definitely be checking that out. We got Fantasia, another Disney platformer. One big, huge deal about the Genesis back in the day when it first came out was that it was so realistic that it could play games and it looks just like the real cartoon on the TV. Dynamite Duke. We got Dynamite Duke in there. That's one game I did not have, which I will definitely add that to the collection. We got Forgotten Worlds. It's another, looks like a shooter type deal. Cyberball. It's an awesome, interesting sports game. Check that out. And we got Final Zone. And it looks like another a mech type game or something like that. Look at that. That looks interesting. I never actually played Final Zone. And we have a couple of peripherals that I want to show you guys too. Before we do that, we have a pretty interesting copy of John Madden 94. This is a, what does this say right here? It says a limited first round. Let's see if we can focus that. A limited first round EA Sports edition. It has like a serial number right there. I've never seen that before. But it's Madden. It's a huge case. It's very heavy. It's a lot more heavier than your normal Genesis case. You got some screenshots right here. So this must be like a launch day Madden cartridge. And now that's what the cartridge looks like. And you get all these manuals in here. It's like a ton of manuals. I mean, look at this. Like play-by-plays and all kinds of crazy stuff. It looks like a poster. John Madden poster. Let's keep that concealed right there. But you can see all the plays right here. And everything's still intact. And you got more plays right here. I mean, look at this. And by this time, there was an NFL license here. So you get all these crazy cool stuff. It's an NFL license. And this was definitely legitimate. I mean, look at this. There's a lot of paperwork and manuals that come with this. So if you're real serious about playing your Madden games, you got like the real deal. This is like the console to be playing your Madden games on. I mean, this is insane. And I guarantee that this was probably played quite a bit back in the day. Let's see if we can get this in here without messing anything up. I don't want to... I love to keep things just the way they are, and that looks pretty clean. And of course your EA cartridges have that weird yellow EA Electronic Arts little yellow tab right there. But that is one heavy case with all the manuals in that cartridge. Alright, so we also got a couple of hardware components that I can show you guys. We have a Sega Genesis power basic converter for Sega Master System games, which we'll give a cleaning to and we'll check it out in the features, see if it actually works. I never actually used one of those before. I do know that we can't use that 32X, so I'm going to have to definitely unhook a few things and play around with it and see exactly how that's gonna play out. But we'll definitely try it out. And then right here we got a unique controller right here, or joystick. This is a Sega Genesis Jenny stick. I never really heard of that either. Don't know too much about it, but it's a Sega Genesis Jenny stick. I mean, look at that bad boy over there. I mean, look at that. That's insane. Play all your like Afterburner games and stuff with that. That is crazy. Let's and it has grips on the bottom. And it has like a model number and all that stuff. I mean, just look at this. This is insane. Look at the buttons. Let's turn this around here for a second. It has nice little grips on the side too. And there we go. We got some cool looking buttons right there. See if we can focus that. So your A button's on the front. Right here, that's your A button. This is your B button. C button start. And you have a turbo on and off, so if you're playing something really crazy like a shooter, you can definitely turn the turbo on and use that, and just keep that still, and it's not going to go anywhere. And that is actually pretty cool. And I can see that there is a couple of shooters here that eventually, it was probably definitely used quite a bit on those shooters. So in the future, we'll definitely try that out, and we'll see exactly how that works. Till then, this is probably one of the few gaming lots I'm going to be buying for a little while now because of the that virus outbreak. But it was pretty cool to buy a gaming lot, and I haven't bought one. I paid probably $280 for everything, so it was a fair price. And you know, it definitely pretty interesting buying a gaming lot, because I definitely do not want to buy a gaming lot from somebody that I don't personally know. But I bought these from friends, all this stuff, so we know each other, we trust each other, we know that we're not sick, and we kept our social distance while exchanging everything, so it was actually pretty cool. So if you enjoyed this episode of Memory Lane, don't forget to give a thumbs up and comment down below, and let me know what you think.